Greetings, I'm Zach, and today I'm doing a really positive review of Doctor Who, and that is because I'm going to be unboxing Doctor Who The Collection Season 7 Limited Edition Blu-ray box set. And I want to say why you need this in your collection, because I'm actually really impressed. I opened this basically a couple of minutes ago, and I am really impressed by all the special features. So if I just, first of all, give you a 360 of this. Now, the thing that immediately becomes apparent to me when compared to the likes of other editions is that this doesn't feature as many bonus features as other ones, and to be fair, quite rightly so. It is one of the earlier seasons, and I wouldn't have expected it to have had as many new things. Now, what is interesting is the fact that obviously it is only 4 stories: Spearhead from Space, Doctor Who and the Silurians, Ambassadors of Death, and Inferno. I really love this season. It's a season that is basically very overlooked. It's quite odd why it's overlooked quite so much, but I definitely think it is one that is worth you visiting. Now, obviously, as I said, with the bonus features, they're slightly less than I maybe would have expected, but to be fair, it has got behind the sofa stuff that we love from all these box sets, and it's great that all of those new things are included. But if we actually open it up now, the first kind of, I don't want to say anachronism or anything. I think interesting design choice, I think, is this wonderful bit of artwork on the back. Now, this actual design reminds me a lot of when the TARDIS descends into the space station in season 23 with Colin Baker in Trial of a Time Lord. So I'm not entirely sure what this is supposed to represent within this particular season. I mean, it's a great bit of art. It looks wonderful, but regarding this season, I feel as if this has just been plopped on to make it look cool. Now, undoubtedly, it has achieved that goal, and I mean, they just get more kind of dramatic with each kind of release of these. I mean, if we're talking about the last Jon Pertwee season released, unfortunately, I did get one which had the 7 fingers error, or 6 fingers error, that was it, that we managed to pick up on when that came out. That was quite a funny thing, noticing on one of his hands he had an extra finger. And I do think that they did do reprints making that fine, but I think that has a special place in my collection now. But going back to this particular box set, it has 7 discs in it, a wonderful little fold out bit there which we can get to in a second. I'll just show you the discs for now. We have obviously Spearhead from Space. Fun fact about that is the fact that it has tell you what, I'll go through the booklet and then we can find out all the special features in that. Next disc. Gotta say, from what I've seen, this is my favourite disc so far. Silurians, cool. 2 discs for the Silurians. Ambassadors of Death. Now, I think that's an underrated story. A lot of people kind of jump over that. I'm not entirely sure why, because I do find it's quite cool. Then disc for Inferno there. Just turn that around so you can get a better look. Inferno. The main kind of advertising for Inferno is the Primords, but I really don't think that they don't really do much in the story. They're just kind of there to be a monster. There we go, just 6. And then disc 7. Now if I pop that out, can I pop that out? Yeah. Jon Pertwee in the back there. Now, a problem that I've heard so many times regarding these particular sets is these plastic disc retention hubs. They have a tendency when in the post to fall out, which is a great shame and can cause damage to the box. Now, regarding those issues, thankfully this did come in a wonderful storage box. Now, I have experienced the darker side of postage discrepancies, shall we say, especially with, if you go check out my Hammer unboxing of Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter on 4K, that did suffer from being in basically a paper bag when regarding Amazon postage, but thankfully with this one, this came nice and well protected, so Amazon, thank you very much. You may have just about redeemed yourself in my reputation. Now, if we go to the opposite side of this, the actual image of the fold-out bit where it's got all the pamphlets and stuff in it is from Spearhead from Space, which is really nice. Going deeper into that, we have the Doctor, Elizabeth Shaw, and Lethbridge Stewart in the caves in Wales for the Silurians. Kind of a bit difficult to hold this, I'm afraid. Pamphlets, that's where we're going next. And if I just show you the little cardboard interior of the TARDIS there, you should be able to get a good look. Yeah, that's quite cool. That's quite cool. That's obviously in unit because in this story that the Doctor is obviously Earthbound for the entirety of it, until you get to like Inferno, where it's like a parallel universe. So, regarding this, two pamphlets. I think I'm going to start off with the good stuff before I get onto this little chestnut. Now, regarding this, if I just take a little flick through, just go onto there. So Spearhead from Space, things that stand out to me are interesting. I've got a couple of behind the scenes documentaries on here which are really nice. Nothing that appears to be too different from what I've already seen on like the Blu-ray release of Spearhead from Space and indeed the special edition DVDs. But what is quite interesting on this particular version is the fact that obviously it's been updated to Blu-ray. Spearhead from Space was filmed entirely on film, so that is going to look smashing in this Blu-ray box set. I'm hoping that it is better than just the standard Blu-ray because obviously it's the limited edition collection, and it would be a bit of a cheek if they just flat transferred the Blu-ray straight over to this. That would be a bit cheeky if they didn't add something else into the mix. Maybe that's something for a future video to maybe looking to be deeper. But one thing I'm slightly surprised at regarding this particular story is the fact that it does seem to miss the opportunity of having like a movie edition, an extended edition, or indeed like an omnibus version, which we see later in this booklet with other stories. So if I move along to... Wow, there's a lot of info in here. Doctor Who and the Silurians, so that's disc 2 and 3. There is a 90-minute movie edition of the Silurians called The Cave Monsters, which is quite cool. I haven't seen that. That's obviously exclusive to this Blu-ray, so that's a nice little extended feature for this. Again, more bonus features and that, all very nice and lovely. But it does overwhelmingly kind of feel a bit light on that particular front because we just go a bit later, some of the Tom Baker seasons and things. They tend to kind of be a bit overwhelming on bonus features, which is great. I love that. 100%. I would prefer to have it than not have it. But I kind of feel like this has a bit of a lighter touch regarding those particular factors. I think, to be fair, of all, Ambassadors of Death in this particular instance seems to have been done a little bit dirty because that's probably overdoing it, to be fair, because I actually quite like Ambassadors of Death, but it does seem to basically be the attention has gone to the other stories regarding bonus features and things. Because is there anything exclusive to this particular Blu-ray regarding this? No, not even an omnibus or movie edition, which I think is a shame. It's certainly warranted. It's certainly the most overlooked of this particular season, but I actually quite enjoy it, as I've already said. Do you like Ambassadors of Death? I would love to know. Please let me know in the comments. Now, if I just scroll forward to the one where basically everyone's here for, it is the ever so wonderful Inferno, which takes up disc 5, 6 and 7. Now, what is interesting is this does have a exclusive movie omnibus version, exclusive to this Blu-ray, so that hasn't been something that's seen before, and an extended episode, which I believe is episode 5, which is really cool. So this takes up 3 discs, 7 episodes. This should be like the best treatment this particular story has ever seen. Honestly, this is where the attention on this particular box set has gone, which I think actually does redeem the kind of other stuff to do with like Ambassadors of Death and things. I think to be fair and honest, this redeems this set. I love this set. I love Doctor Who the collection sets, honestly. As much as I would love to have the 100% treatment on all of them, it is understandable that more treatment would go to higher regarded episodes in that particular fact. Now, what I have to now go on to, just kind of segueing this into something else I've done some videos on, is obviously this is a booklet promoting, obviously, some good things like Big Finish, and yeah, it's mostly to do with new Doctor Who. And what I basically, when looking at this, I feel no drive or interest in seeking out anything to do with modern Doctor Who. When it comes to my physical media collection regarding Doctor Who, it ends at Peter Capaldi. I have felt no drive in any capacity to dive beyond that. And to be fair, I find that kind of, it's a bit of a shame in a way, but I have good reasoning because it's just become atrocious modern Doctor Who. We all know that. We all have seen the videos and the controversy, most definitely, around modern Doctor Who. And I think, as a comparison, if I just close this particular box up, the stark difference between the likes of this and modern Doctor Who, they couldn't be further apart. They are poles apart regarding this, because this is truly what Doctor Who is. This is a true embodiment of Doctor Who. This is a completely fleshed out stories, wonderful acting, adventure, action, all these wonderful things about Doctor Who. Everything positive about this, I can't say about modern Doctor Who. I just can't, because it's not true. They are poles apart. I feel as if they should be part of the same franchise, but somewhere along the line, in recent years, Doctor Who, people in charge of Doctor Who, have truly lost the plot, and that is an utter shame, an utter shame. But, not to finish this episode, or video on a downer, because I'm talking about episodes so much, this is a wonderful box set, highly regarded in my opinion. I would definitely add it to your collection if you're a classic Doctor Who fan. It is definitely warranted 100%. I know the price was around £54.99 if you pre-ordered it off Amazon, but honestly, this, I cannot, like, even the spine, it just works. It works with the collection. Line them up. I would actually like to recommend a way of actually protecting these from like dust and things. Now, I can't easily access them up there from that shelf, but I have a wonderful set of like acrylic see-through like storage cases to keep them nice and pristine, called Grail Guards. If you'd like to see something on that in a future video, I can happily do that and tell you where you can get all those McGubbins. They don't cost very much, but they do look rather swish when added to your physical media collection regarding these. Now, there we are, folks. That was an unboxing of Season 7 of Doctor Who Limited Edition, Collector's Edition of the collection, Doctor Who, yada yada yada. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was fun. It looks great, and it's got to go up on the shelf in prime location, honestly. Is it my favourite Blu-ray release of the collection? I'm going to say no, because it's not my favourite season of Doctor Who, but it is certainly in the mix regarding these. Honestly, if you're missing this release, you really shouldn't be, because it is great. Maybe wait for the... they've actually become quite kind of easier to acquire now. I know that the first collection, especially like the Tom Baker Season 12, that was a bit of a pain in the bum to get a hold of. But they're actually kind of... they're not going so pricey now. So I definitely think that you should be onto a winner. If you're kind of debating whether or not to get this, I would highly get it, in my opinion. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel. That would be greatly appreciated. And I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this particular box set. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Anyway, I will see you in the next one.